Would you like to win some free fishing tackle? Well, this month we just gave away a brand new spinning reel, a one-of-a-kind spinning reel. This next month we're giving away a ton more tackle. We do it every single month. It's just one of the perks of being an insider member. For you current members, make sure to go log into the community. That's community.saltstrong.com. That's the private community we built. We've just added a lot of new stuff in there if you haven't been in there in a while. And there's a new fishing report going up about every 5 minutes. We have regional tips in there. We have some new regional guides that we are adding in as well to share their smart fishing game plans. And of course, if you're not a member, what the heck are you waiting on? Someone to take you by the hand, help you save time and money every single month on your fishing. We're the only online fishing club that guarantees you will catch more fish and save money on your tackle, or it's completely free. Go to saltstrong.com right now to sign up. And current members, I'll see you in the community.
It's in my soul. Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Fish on.
Let's see what...
Lukey is on. We're doing a little dock fishing here.
Maybe it's not as big as I thought. Oh, a grouper. Yeah, these grouper fight so hard at first.
Good looking grouper.
This is a little gag.
See if I can go in with the same dock here. If you're
Group.
listening in, we are fishing the docks.
Joe's at the back of the boat.
Hey guys. With the new weedless football style jig head.
That's just a cool looking fish right there. That grouper pattern is so cool. And this is, let this guy go. This is our new weedless football jig. Let me get it weedless again. But it's a swinging football head where the power prawn rides right below the head. I'll hook it. So there it is. The hook basically sits right on the top so we can skip under these docks and be super weedless. But as soon as that fish strikes, the hook point gets exposed and fish on. And so now that I'll be skipping under these docks, I'm gonna embed the point of the hook. It's called skin hooking, like that. And now super weedless, ready to get right into all that structure and hopefully catch some more fish. Should be a lot of grouper, should be some snook as well, and hopefully some redfish too. We'll see. This kind of setup can catch a little bit of everything. And pretty much everything holds around docks too. So we're just gonna go down this dock line and see what we can catch in the next 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, speaking of docks, Lukey, do you watch any of this Bassmaster Redfish Cup?
Yeah, I didn't watch, I just saw some of the highlights. Gotta watch Captain Mike out there, Mike Goodwin.
Yeah, Mike was out there, aka Black Neck Adventures, using a bunch of our lures. They ended up getting, I think, 5th or 6th place. I'm caught on this. Tough competition though, man. It was, and they had this nasty, feels similar to us. They're wearing jackets and getting just absolutely poured on the first day. The wind was cranking 20 something, which is just kind of standard for Texas in that area. That's where Wyatt lives, and it's just always cranking. But yeah, it was pretty neat. They had some of the guys that were out there fishing docks, and some were going really deep and hitting more ledges. Some were fishing the little, kind of what you'd call like the marshes and areas that had little creeks coming out of them. Some were fishing the flats. So it was interesting. They all came from different areas, and it was kind of cool to see their pre-trip plan and where they decided to fish. But the winners, that ain't easy, catching 8-9 pound redfish, 2 of them a day, back to back days. But they did, man. They caught some, and that's in the slot. That's tough.
Oh, there we go.
Oh man! Got hit right. It's probably a jack or something. Just got hit right there. Luke, what would you have done?
I would have not fumbled like you just did and be fighting a fish right now.
No, that was not the question.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I didn't see what happened.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about in the tournament in Texas.
I thought you were talking about you just fumbling that hook set. Yeah, I don't know. I was on vacation. I was in Alligator Point over the weekend. I watched zero TV, so I have no idea what they were facing. But based on my trip to Texas just last month, I would have been throwing just that big paddle tail, that bomber, and fishing the sawgrass, right? Like all
were you guys catching those 7-8 pounders though? Because that's basically what happened is there's like 2 teams that said, all right, we're only going to go after the big boys, and everyone else is just catching slot fish, which is like a 5-pounder, which meant nothing in the tournament.
Yep. That
was part of the problem.
Yeah, big paddle tail, man. Fall, the bomber is 5-inch paddle tail, big bulky paddle tail. That's absolutely what I'd been throwing. Or these shrimp if it's calm and clear. But usually that water's a little bit murked up. But when I was there, the water was pretty murky, so it was really more about the paddle tails. But yeah, they have so much just territory down there to fish. You can do like Joe mentioned, the marshes, or even go close to the Gulf. A little bit of everything, so that's a really cool fishery.
All right, so what do we got here? What's the tide doing? It's pretty low, obviously, if you're watching.
Yeah, this is low tide. We actually just passed the full moon. It was actually last night, and actually had a lunar eclipse this morning, so that was cool. So we have, unfortunately, there was like no clouds at all on the sky last night, so the fish were probably feeding a lot. Usually means a tough morning bite, but you never know. But the current was dead low when we started. It's just now starting to come in, so hopefully the bite just gets better and better while we're out here. So right now we have a strong wind coming from the north, and this current flow is starting to come in, so we're in the right situation. We have the wind to our back, current coming at us, and so we're just retrieving these shrimp at an angle, right, casting up current from the dock, letting the lure just drift down toward the pilings. And usually those biggest fish are on the deepest piling on the up current side of the dock. So that's what I'm making sure to hit those before Joe gets to them. Obviously some will be, Joe's covering more further deep in there. That's why he's on the back of the boat. But yeah, basically this type of fishing, nothing's a guarantee. But as far as just when in doubt, if I don't really know if I haven't been fishing a while, I don't really know what's going on. At low tide, fishing docks like this is really good strategy. Just missed 2 fish right there. It's probably some little jacks or something. Usually if it's a big fish, it'll hook up. Oh, puffered, the worst.
Oh man.
So yeah, whenever you see lures like this, when this happened to your lure, whether there's a chunk out of it, of any kind, it's almost always a puffer fish. They're shockingly good at wrecking plastics without getting hooked. So we're gonna go ahead and reset up there. Gotta love it.
Man, this wind is starting to crank. We're filming this right before this tropical storm / hurricane Nicole comes in, as in like literally it's happening right now. Still not rainy yet, but the wind is already starting to happen. Hear that flagpole? We
have a dolphin around us.
Oh, look at that cat. That deserves a strike there.
Stinking dolphin. We might have to move. This dolphin doesn't leave us. But before we do, let me show how this thing's rigged up. So this is that worm hook that I mentioned. So it comes with just a swinging football and basically like a worm hook, like bass fishing style. And with these power prawns, it's just an awesome combo. We basically go in the front, about 1/2 inch, pop out the bottom, and then we're just gonna thread it around, go over the bend of the hook. So that way the bend of the hook is what holds the top part of the plastic in. And now with the hook, we go through the underbelly section, right through the top, and ready to rock. That puppy is weedless and absolutely catches fish, and hopefully this dolphin leaves us alone. It doesn't seem like it will. Probably somebody's been feeding this thing. So we're gonna give it another couple minutes. If he doesn't leave us, we're gonna have to put the big motor down and get out of here. It's not worth it. It's because as soon as we catch something and if it's something we have to release, the dolphin's just going to eat it, and it's just not a good thing to be feeding those things. It's actually a felony to be feeding dolphins, so make sure to not do that.
Yeah, so I mean, as Tony's talked about before, a dolphin is a good and a bad. Dolphin, especially if there's a couple of them, they usually just don't hang around in dead zones, so meaning normally that means you're in a decent, oh boy, that went in between those two pilings, decent area. The bad news is it can shut a bite down if it's shallow. And as Luke said, you don't want to be ever feeding the fish or mammals, porpoise. It's not really a porpoise either, by the way, I know that.
Yeah, there are no porpoises in Florida. So they're all dolphin, all bottlenose dolphin.
Yeah.
So I used to say it too, and I got called out in a video, and I've always known them as porpoise, to be honest. And then somebody's like, yeah, you just called me a moron that porpoises aren't in Florida. And I was like, gonna go to Wikipedia and prove him wrong, and sure enough, he was right.
You know that, Joel? So you learn something new every day here on the Salt Strong podcast. Oh, you don't look like a fool. You start calling a dolphin a porpoise. Oh, what do I got there? I got
something. Another grouper. Oh, look at that dolphin. Golly, it's right there.
Yeah, I had something nail mine.
So what we're gonna do to help make sure this dolphin doesn't get this
Pulled my
fish
whole tail off.
is we're gonna go up straight to the dock that I caught it on.
Let me get one more cast there. I had a hit too. Oh,
All right, we better make it
put
quick.
off the piling.
Not worth losing the fish over. So we're gonna take it right there and throw them right on in. Dolphin isn't getting our fish. Lure's ready to rock still. Back in action, let's do it again. So hopefully after a fish or two, that dolphin will realize that it's not gonna get anything from us and I'll go bother somebody else. Or ideally, catch fish the natural way like it should. Yeah, this current flow is now starting to move. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah, leave that dolphin. It did not get the fish, so I'm pleased to report it has no fish in its mouth. Had I just dropped it down right here in the boat, it would have absolutely, there's no way that grouper would have made it. Those dolphin are shockingly fast. And really, the only way a fish can live with the dolphin around, knowing that there's a tired fish, is if it's around some structure.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast those things can react and sweep in and pretty much grab any fish. Absolutely nuts how quick they work. So I'm trying to slow down here. Like I was going too fast. What size jig head you using?
These are 1/4 ounce. These docks are anywhere from 3 to 5 feet of water, so the 1/4 ounce gets the job done. If the current's cranking, a 1/2 ounce will work, or if it's higher tide, 1/2 ounce. But now that we have pretty low tide,
oh boy,
because once you get up to 1/2 ounce, it's really tough to skip. This 1/4 ouncer skips and is weedless, so this is by far my favorite dock fishing lure right here. Not much can do that, where it skips well, has good action in the water to get the big fish to strike, and is weedless. That's not, I don't know anything else that can do it, to be honest. So yeah, once I started doing this, my catch ratio to getting snagged on the bottom ratio has gotten much better. Yeah, this dolphin is flat out not leaving us.
Hell, stinking dolphin. Yeah, so Joel just got back from Pensacola filming a pier fishing course. It has been requested for centuries, and I'm being sarcastic, but it has been requested for years, is how come you guys don't do a pier fishing course? A couple reasons. One is we obviously knew how to pier fish. We grew up doing pier fishing. It's just kind of a staple, especially here in Florida. but we wouldn't call ourselves experts at it. And, two, we have a lot of friends that do it, and they're always hesitant, for the reason being that a lot of the local pier peeps get pretty protective. They're similar to surfers and some other types of hobbyists that, that you do get protected, because like with surfing, there's usually not that many places in an area that have the best break, and the locals like to have that. Same with the pier, right? There's only so many places that are really good for fishing, and some of these locals get really protective of that. And when you see someone with cameras coming in and exposing your spots, some of them can get downright, do some pretty bad stuff. We've had some friends who have had trucks keyed, tires slashed, death threats. It was pretty crazy stuff, all over a fishing spot, basically. Not even a fishing spot, really, just someone going out there and filming near an area that they like to fish. So all that being said, we've just been kind of careful on it, and we finally were angled up with Brant, and he's been doing it so long there in Navarre area and that pier. He's got the respect of the guys. They know that he's not out there to expose their spots and be a spot burner. And so he's not everyone is going to be his BFF over there, the locals, that is. But he's done it enough and has enough respect from the guys where, they kind of leave him alone and know he's not going to do anything, stupid on a camera. And of course, this in particular is not something we're going to have public on YouTube, which always helps when you tell them, hey guys, we're literally filming like a private course that is not going to be public. And that does help, because that is their fear, is it's going to be something that goes viral on YouTube with 2 million views. And now everyone knows exactly where they're catching fish and what time and what lure and all that. So anyhow, Brent did share all that in terms of the best lures, the best bait, the best time, the best areas to fish on the pier. And Joel, you'd said that you learned quite a bit. So I'm pumped. This is one of the first ones I have not seen and kind of been a part of first. So I'm really excited to see it. Should be a good one. It's it's kind of cool. It's something anybody can do. You don't obviously have to have a boat or kayak, and there are piers all over the place. Not just in Florida, obviously, but all over. And it's something the whole family can do, which I love. So I'm excited about that one. What about you, Loogie?
Yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. And apparently,
look how low this tide is, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah, apparently they caught all sorts of stuff. They're getting bluefin, or not bluefin, blackfin, obviously pompano, mackerel, big bull redfish. Like, they were actually catching some really good fish while filming. So that's obviously, the lessons are really the most important, but when you can actually have the fish catching as well to just show it all working, even better. So that's gonna be good. When this dolphin is still just right on us, it's basically gonna be coming up right here. So it's basically been fighting this current. We're at least getting helped by the wind, so eventually it's gonna realize that it's not getting anything from us and leave, but it's been tracking us now for quite a while. Certainly not helping the bite. Usually I just pick up and go. All right, there's St. Pete, there's a million docks to fish, but we're doing these puppies live, and it'd be boring if we're sitting just driving around. So we're gonna stick it out. Just with every fish we catch, we're just gonna have to just go straight up the dock. It'll be one fish max per dock. Because as soon as we get it, we're going straight to the dock and let them go so the dolphin doesn't get them. Because with this tide, like, for whatever reason, a lot of small grouper hang around here, and so usually when there's one, there's a bunch. So as far as just catching a bunch of fish, like when I was testing these out for the hook setting performance, we went through a lot of hooks, a lot of different hook designs while coming up with these jig heads. And so I would come out to areas like this and just get on these little small grouper. I just had a hit. There we go. Oh, that's a bigger fish. There we are, there's a snook. But if, I just lost him. Oh, I just lost him. So, golly, that was hooked deep too. Yeah, so if the hookup ratio.
Whoa. That dolphin just came in out of nowhere.
Did you get the dolphin?
I don't know what happened there.
What do you have?
I don't know. It didn't. I think it's running away from the dolphin or something.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, redfish.
Redfish,
Sweet.
dude, nice red.
Sweet.
That was crazy. Yeah, he was sprinting away from the dolphin. I was like, man, what just happened? It got heavy real quick.
All right.
All right, we're gonna make sure we save this beautiful red. Come here, bud. You do not want to get off here. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Good looking red there, baby. All right, so we're gonna
Bring it up here.
get a quick pick for our thumbnail while we wait on us to pull up to the dock.
Dolphin is right here. Let me splash over this way. Oh, you're not ready yet?
Whoa. Hold on, bud.
Okay.
Hold on. We're gonna make sure you live. Hooked perfectly on that old power prawn. All right,
All right, so
where we
let me splash over here real quick. Okay. Got a tension over here. Nice.
Went straight down. Booyah!
Nice work, dude.
All right.
So that would, again, had we not had that dolphin, we could have hung away from that dock. I just had a snook on right there. Joe caught a
Hey,
red.
let's talk about the 90-10 zone.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
If you guys don't know what that means, is that 90% of all the feeding fish are usually found in about 10% of the area. So we just fished, let's just call it 10 docks, so it was a little bit more. And that one dock, holy smokes, had probably a whole lot more fish, but 2 that we caught within our first 2 casts. That's usually how it is. So you also remember that dock. Man, I'm all kinds of tongue-tied up here.
Dolphin did not get him. Nice.
So how do you know?
Because it just came up and didn't have fish in his mouth.
I like the sound of that. Yes, you also remember that dock and remember the time of day and the tide and all that, and kind of file it away. And another great place to do that is inside the insider community, where we're now making it even easier to do that. Hopefully by the time you hear this, we'll have some of those updates in the community. And this thing got all kinds of wrapped around the tip. Yeah, we're doing it now where it can actually, scan your photo if you want. You get to choose and take all the, because your phone's capturing the stuff anyways in terms of the time of day and the temperature and all that great stuff. And we can match it all up. Pretty cool. So that way you can start building your own little logbook of your catches and, sheesh, I'm gonna have to, that's brutal. Joel, you just enjoying filming me trying to get a knot out of my,
Yeah,
there we go. Oh, so cool. Now is one more wrap here.
This type of fishing too, right? We're fishing basically current area with structure that has some depth, some like deeper water nearby. This is something that could work everywhere too. We posted a big snook that we caught, and I was looking at the comment feed. It was similar to this, right? Fishing power prawns, skipping under docks, and someone's like, "Oh, this is up in Virginia. Oh, that stuff doesn't work here. Right? This is a different fishery." Obviously, you're not going to be catching snook in Virginia doing this, but there's always going to be some ambush predators in spots like this, regardless of where you're fishing. The species doesn't matter, regardless of where you are. There's going to be the same type of stuff, and if you have a good-looking shrimp lure in areas where there's shrimp, which is pretty much the entire southeast, if you can get near that structure without getting snagged and have a good presentation, something's going to be down there and it's going to eat it. And so this is something that, regardless of where you're fishing, this type of fishing absolutely works. You just have to, it's tougher from a kayak. Having a boat with a trolling motor is extremely helpful. But if you can do it, it's worth a go. Even wade fishing too. I was just in Alligator Point on vacation, and that dolphin's back again. Dang it! But I was on a vacation up there at Alligator Point, no boat, just wading, and had a good day.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There we go. Back to back, baby. Feels like a jack. Yeah.
Jack attack. So same deal. Joe's on the fish. I'm on the trolling motor.
Whoa!
Whoa, that dolphin's right there.
Jeez.
Dolphin's getting aggressive.
Dude, that dolphin, look at that sucker. He's right there, Joel. Woo.
The dolphin's getting
Look at
mad.
you, yeah, he doesn't like our tactics. he might even be smart enough where he's realizing Luke is just playing him by slapping the water on the wrong side.
So let me know when you're ready. Give me like a, okay. Go. Aha. See what I was doing? I was slapping the water over here on this side of the boat. That got the dolphin's attention. So far, it usually works.
All right, I finally got to replace mine.
That dolphin's he's not gonna like us. It realizes that we're purposely not feeding him.
I think it's pretty money. I mean, we're sitting there throwing it in dock pilings with current, and we have not got snagged once. Knock on some wood.
That's a good way to jinx us right there.
That is pretty cool. All right, I gotta go get me a new prawn. A new prawn.
Yeah, this is what I do again. Kind of when I'm not confident that the fish are gonna be feeding very well. Dolphin doesn't have a fish in his mouth. We saved another one. But yeah, this type of fishing is really, obviously in areas like this, there's a million docks. Like there's way more shoreline with docks than without. And using lures for this type of fishing actually is a big advantage as well. I see people fishing these and others around here with live bait, and obviously, yes, it does work, but a lot of times the fish are spread around, and so you'll catch one fish here, one other one there, and with lures you can just cover everything so much faster. And these fish are usually pretty comfortable because they have protection, right? They're not exposed, they have protection. Even when boats buzz by or dolphins are going around, I guess something down there. Even when there's some noise and stuff, they're super protected around those pilings, so they're more likely to be comfortable, which means they're more likely to eat if there's something good presented to them. Oh man, there's a jack.
Whoa,
Let's see, where's that dolphin at? All right, let me get this guy out of the water. Get the boat up. Little fella.
Hey, what'd you do with the Dr. Juice?
In my pocket.
Oh, juice is loose in Luke's pocket.
Joe, I need you to slap the water in a little bit. Give it a good slap over there on the other side of the boat.
Tell me when you're ready.
Go for it. We did that, and then we're gonna slap.
All right, give me some of that special magic juice. Dr. Juice, don't leave home without it, kids. It flat out works.
So I have my leader line a little bit frayed up. If I were smart, I'd be changing, but I'm gonna take a risk. I have 30-pound mono on, and that it handles abrasion really well. So I'm just gonna be a little bit more gentle if I get I just had something. A little more gentle if I get a snook. Make sure that dolphin didn't get that fish, but it looks like we're in the clear. Sweet.
Whoa.
Kind of added challenge when you have to get the fish out real quick and then release it near the pilings. Yep, no fish. Sorry there, buddy. Not today.
Not today, punk. I just got hit there.
Yeah, I think it must be a little grouper. I got smacked.
Man, it nailed my prawn.
So yeah,
Pop the
so
hook
eventually, ooh, another hit. Yeah, I think there must be a lot of little grouper down there. Because a lot of these small grouper, they just kind of tap out of it. These lures, the lure itself is 4.3 inches, and with that jig head on there, it's a little bit over 4.5 inches. So a lot of these smaller grouper and like a lot of small little mangrove snapper down there, and they're just pecking at it. And it's important to feel, obviously you want to feel those strikes, you know there's life down there, but you want to identify the little small taps and not set the hook on them, so that when you feel that thump, then you set the hook. In many cases, these little small fish are pecking at it. You put a shrimp down, I've sunk shrimp down around the seawalls, just seeing what happens, and like usually in about 10-20 seconds, the little pinfish and snapper are all over it. And in many cases, right, that's just like a feeding frenzy. All the bait fish are up there eating it. And a bigger fish will see the commotion and just immediately triggers, hey, I've got an easy meal right there. And they'll go up in all the chaos and just grab whatever they're feeding on. And so I've had it so many times where you feel those little taps, taps, taps. And with a good sensitive rod, you can feel the taps, and then you feel that thump. It's a noticeable thump, like you can actually kind of feel the rod at the base give a nice little bump. And that's when it's time to set the hook. Because I fish with people all the time, they're setting the hook like every other cast because they feel those taps. And as soon as you set the hook, that kind of scares everything, right? Like everything kind of goes away. And that's a good way to, there it goes on. That's a good way to not catch.
Rip that grouper out of its hole. Whoa!
Is that a dolphin?
Boy.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Look at that dolphin right there, dude. You see him?
All right, I might switch over to the natural.
Golly. Dude, that dolphin is just getting mad about it.
Yeah, it's getting more and more aggressive, so we'll gotta be careful. We might need to end this pretty soon.
Hold on, don't flare up. I'm just trying to, these little guys are tough to, I'm gonna get my pliers out so I don't cut my finger. I've done that before. You guys have probably seen me on video do that before a few times. Come here, little buddy. Joel, you just trying to get me? Oh, there it is. It popped out the way it's supposed to. Hold on, little bud. These little guys just don't have much room to put your hand without getting cut by something.
Their little gill plates are sharp as can be. Hold on, let me.
Oh, he went the wrong way.
Oh, that one went the wrong way.
Only so much you can do. Don't leave the
dolphins.
Nice.
That one definitely lives.
The dolphin went the complete wrong way.
So yeah, we'll probably, the battery's looking good, Joel, or we still good? I will get a little bit longer. Yeah, would like to get one bigger fish before we're done here. Joe, you have any more natural colors over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might switch over.
Power prawn, lovely packaging there.
This is the one that I'm like, I don't know, I just have the most faith in this natural. I've been just testing out this. Joe caught an overslot snook with this Slam Shitty one last time. So that's why I thought I'd give it a try. But I need to go back to Old Faithful. Go with what you know. So again, if you just go down about half an inch, pop it out, slide it around the end of the hook, shove it to the weight, and
then slide,
that
and then slide,
ready to go.
So the electric slide's on.
Oh, we got it.
Well, I'm not sure that you did. All right.
So yeah, this wind is cranking, and we're finally getting a little bit out of it, so it's not quite as gnarly. We're just around a little point. So hopefully we can control the lines better. Hopefully we can get on to overslot snooker red.
It's important to have a dry lure if possible before you put your first round of Dr. Juice on. It just adheres a little bit better. And just a little bit, that's all you need. Ooh, you can just see it working magic down there. All right, I'm gonna go back to the back. I like the back just because I'm a right-handed caster, and if I'm up there, I'm hitting Joel, the camera right behind us. If you're wondering why is Joe in the back here? It just helps me get a little bit better casting.
Yeah, as far as, we'll talk about equipment too, that questions comes in a lot. For this type of fishing, definitely need to upgrade from what we usually talk about up on the flats. On the flats, it's a lot of 10-pound braid, with a lighter action rod, so you can just have max feel and casting distance, and you really just don't need the power up on the flats to horse a fish away from structure. But when fishing this type of area where you have this hard structure, you have a lot of bigger fish as well. Granted, we've been catching small ones. You really need something with some more power. So I would say a minimum of 20-pound braid. This setup has 20-pound braid and a 30-pound mono leader. That gets the job done. Got a little grouper mess with me. that gets the job done. Sometimes I'll lose control of like an overslot or like an upper slot snook, but it's just so good at casting. It's kind of worth it. And
I've got 10 on, just FYI. I got 10 and 30.
Oh, you only have 10? Yeah. So Joe has a lighter set up. So if he looks into a big snook, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because they just flat out.
With your negative attitude, maybe you would be.
I'm just telling you from experience here. I've lost. So yeah, after losing some big fish around docks, I now always go at least 20. I have another rod with 30, like in case the bite's really good and the bigger fish are hitting, then I'll go over to that rod. But yeah, it's very important to have just a stronger setup, like at least a medium heavy power rod. And as far as the reel, right, just kind of anything works at 3,000. This is a 3,000 BGMQ, a 3,000 size spinner reel will certainly get the job done. Just need something with a nice smooth drag. And that's been it. It's just been, it's just so much fun to fish these docks where we have this lightweight setup. Like this is a custom rod that we're putting, oh, I had something right here. Ooh, that was a lizard fish. But this is a custom rod we're putting together, and it's just a very lightweight rod with good feel. Actually, I think that might have been a puffer fish. Saw my lure looked a little gnarly. Gonna check my lure after this cast.
The slot machine rod coming to fishtrunk.com soon. I know we're gonna be so glad we waited and did it the right way. If you're listening and you're waiting on yours, know that we are as well. This has been almost getting close to 18, 20 months in the making, but it is done right. I mean, we wanted something, if we're gonna put our name on our very first rod, and you got Mudhole too, who are just, in a good way, absolute perfectionists, it is gonna be an exceptional rod. But man, it has taken a while. But yeah, everyone we've had on our boat are friends over to cast this. They're just like, dude, that's a $500 rod. Like that's the smoothest thing I've used. And you will notice a massive difference in casting. You'll notice a massive difference in the feel, which is so important. And your hook set and hopefully just the amount of fish that you're catching. I mean, obviously being in the right spot at the right time is first and foremost, but equipment comes after that. And I'd take this over those old rods we used to use way back in the day all day long. But it is not a rod that, ooh, look, white bird up there too, Joel's skin over there. It's a good sign. We always talk about birds and bait and not dolphin, but got dolphin here at our feet too. Always a good sign to see those white egrets up there. Or that's not an egret, what is that?
That's an egret.
I guess it is an egret.
Yeah, I just retied now, so I couldn't sit here in good conscience be throwing some lures in an area that likely has some big snook and reds.
Oh, look, yeah, there's another bird underneath that dock. Oh, this dock's gotta have some fish. All right, let's see if it holds true. Oh, well, that cast deserves a strike. Nope, ooh, it did have a little bump as soon as it hit the bottom. A little snapper or something, just pop, pop. Let's see if we can try that again.
Yeah, a lot of these docks end up sinking a lot of, just stuff on the bottom. Just not sure what it is, but it's without the weedless setup, it's usually a lot of snags involved. And yeah, the fact that we haven't been snagged to the bottom yet is pretty stinking awesome. This makes dock fishing just a whole lot more enjoyable to not be retying every second. All of our reties today have just been off of fish wrecking our line. This dolphin is still charging with us too. This is I'm actually impressed. This guy's really putting in some work.
Yeah, my buddy Josh there, Luke, that had that house in Fort Pierce.
Yep.
That we stayed at and caught all those snook. Holy smokes. Talk about putting some stuff underneath your dock. Nothing is safe. Oh, just had a little hit there. We'll try that again. And it's all that, oh, it was a puffer, dog. Not gonna try that again.
Stinking puffers.
Look at that, Joel. Absolute just got puffered. Those things, nasty teeth. But anyhow, he's got so much structure, and of course that attracts all kinds of bait. It's got more mangrove snapper than you could shake a leg at.
That's
Luke's on.
Something small. Get him in quick. Oh man, the dolphin was right on him again. Golly, that thing.
What'd you catch?
Little small grouper.
All right.
So again, when the hookup ratio is good for these little guys like this, that's when I really know. That's when I really knew that we were onto something with this jig head. Same thing as before. Get my rod and slap the water over here.
There you go,
Not
little
today,
grouper.
dolphin.
Not today, dolphin.
So yeah, we just released that grouper right in the pilings, buzzed the dock. Line's still good, so we'll now cast the next dock and see if we can get a drag puller. Let's make sure that dolphin's looking for the fish now.
All right, I'm down to my last prawn. I'm gonna have to go back to fishstrong.com and buy more. Along with some mulligans coming out here. I'm pumped about that. That's the golf ball style dimples. Pat, we talked to him yesterday. Pat's been using it and he's been doing some just very rudimentary casting experiments with it, and he swears it casts better and further than the bomber, which is an extra inch, because the bomber's 5 and the mulligan is 4. I have not done that same test, but I thought that was pretty interesting. It will bomb, and it certainly skips. It'd be good to have in dock situations like this when you need a good skipping lure. So that'll be out soon. All right. See if we can't catch something else. And we'll call it a day. We got to go film some other stuff today, top secret. Oh, that boat's called Puddin'. Dar Sizzle's boyfriend. Old Puddin'. I got to see them at ICAST. They're always good to chat with and catch up with. You gotta love someone who just keeps putting in the work. And they do. There's a lot of haters in the early days. They just kept putting in the work, ignoring the haters. I think that's so important in life. And we had the same thing. A lot of people don't remember those days, those first year. Oh, whoa, sorry, Joel, did you see that? Holy smokes. 2 massive jack just came out of nowhere and smacked it. Almost hooked our camera guy.
I just lost something right where you just casted, so you may very well.
It might be a school of jacks, dude. This thing came up and hammered it right near the boat. And I almost hooked Joel. Sorry, dude. No, those early years, remember that, Luke? That was, who do you guys think you are? Coming in this industry.
Yep.
So funny. We talked about that earlier, right, Joel? Like just, and all of a sudden, they hate you in the beginning, and then they're like, oh yeah, they're no risk, they're nobodies. And then all of a sudden you get big enough where you attract an audience and they hate you again for having success. And you just gotta ignore the haters. And whatever you do, ignore them and just keep doing the right thing.
There we are, there's the snook.
Oh, nice, Lukey.
A little bit of drag puller, but still not. I've got to get him in quick before that dolphin gets up in here. Oh, dolphins are on them.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right, lift
Oh
him
my
up.
gosh. Whoa.
Golly, that dolphin's right there. Normally I don't do that to snook, but it was either flop on a deck or get eaten by a dolphin. This may be the last cast. It's not worth.
Yeah, it's.
I thought that dolphin would have left by now. All right.
The dolphin was coming for one more snack. So we ain't giving it to you, Bob.
All right, so there's the nice little snook. Joe, I need you to do some noise for us.
You'll do it over here, ready?
Well, give me 1 second. All right. And we're off. Whew. Whew. Well, yeah, it's not worth it with that dolphin coming around. Because if that was a little bit bigger fish, all right, cool. The dolphin's right here. It didn't get it. Nice. Whew. If it was a bigger fish, I would have had trouble getting them in like that, and it's just not worth. It's not worth losing them. So yeah, we'll call that a quick podcast.
Yes, successful little quick morning trip here, all done. Sun is normally would not be up this high. It's what is it? Well, yeah, it's not even 8 o'clock yet, but we just lost that hour with daylight savings time. So you can do all this before work, hit a line of docks, and cut a few fish.
Yep, and still ready for action. So again, if you're fishing deeper structure in an area that have shrimp, which is pretty much all the southeast and even beyond, this is worth a shot. I usually don't pitch lures this hard, but this thing has just flat out been really impressive.
Yeah, you saw how many casts we just made in docks that have a lot of structure. A lot of people put stuff underneath their docks to attract bait, and not a single snag, not one.
Yep, and high winds too.
And caught a dock slam, snook, redfish, grouper, right?
True.
Call it a dock slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys want more of this, and I think I mentioned it earlier, I mean, the most important thing is just finding the fish, right? And that seems to be the number one challenge that all anglers have. Even those guys who are, at the top of the top fishing in this Bassmaster Redfish tournament, at the end of the day, they're waking up saying, man, how do we make sure we find the fish? And that's what we focus on in the Insider Club. And so, this is a pitch to join us and the 35,000 other members. We're doing some really, really cool things using technology. This day and age, there's so much intel out there, and we're bringing it all in. It would cost you $100,000 if you went and tried to just build what we're building, even just like the simple version of it. It is amazing how much intel we have in there. We're getting new information like every 15 minutes. So that's why we call it Smart Fishing Spot. That is always up to date, has everything you need. You can literally delete all of your other fishing apps. It has everything you possibly need. So we're saving you time by putting you in the right spot, and then money with all the tackle. So even this stuff, like these jig heads here, 20% off. Power prawns, how much, Luke? 20%?
20% off, yeah. All the tackle, and we have really everything you need. Whether it's swim baits, paddle lure, paddle tails, top waters, line, just really everything you need. And we basically help you catch more fish while saving time and money.
Yep. Come join us, saltstrong.com. Like I said, 35,000 other members, and you won't be disappointed. It's amazing the information that is in there. And as we mentioned, new courses coming up constantly, and Peter Deeks is working on another underwater course. He already did one on how baits look underwater, rigged different ways and different currents. And now we're doing how fish react and kind of fish behavior underneath the water. That has been taken forever to film, as you can imagine. Not easy to tell a fish to be still or to be natural in front of a camera underwater. So I'm really, really pumped for you guys to see that one. So saltstrong.com. Appreciate you guys big time. Leave us a comment down below if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace. We out.
See ya.
Woo-woo.
'Cause fishing it's in my soul. It was